Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, we're welcoming Bill Ayub. He is our newly appointed city manager for the city of Ventura. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Very good. You have a strong commitment to public service. I know your background really stresses that. Been in law enforcement for more than 37 years. As a sheriff, you've been serving as the sheriff the last 4 years. And so I'd like you to tell us more about your background and a little bit more about what you feel this brings to your new position.
Well, thank you for the question. I appreciate it. So yes, public service has been my life's passion.
Okay.
Law enforcement was where I started and where I worked for almost 37 years, mostly in Ventura County. Did a few years in Las Vegas when I moved away.
Okay.
And when I was first expressed interest in the position, I had some people that encouraged me, number one, to go for the position, but I had some people say, well, what do you know about running city government? You were a policeman. You know how to shoot guns, drive cars fast.
Sure.
And I said, that's true, which could be handy for this job. But also, getting into managing people and resources and contracts and legal matters that involve government, it's very similar. The jobs are very similar to what I was doing as a sheriff, as an assistant sheriff, as an executive with the sheriff's office for many years. And now in city leadership, it's about managing people and resources and making good decisions that are in the best interests of the overall community, and being a good steward of taxpayer dollars and getting the right people with the expertise to do this very specific jobs that we have throughout the city, to do those jobs and to do them well. Good. And so that's what I'm here for.
What excites you most about becoming the city manager? And let's talk about some of the top priorities that you will have in your first year.
Yeah. What excites me most really is, number one, serving my city.
Okay.
I was born and raised in Ventura, and I've always worked in law enforcement in other communities. Granted, the sheriff's office is countywide, but I policed in other cities. My main focus was elsewhere. And of course, always interested in Ventura. It's where I live. It's where my parents were born and raised, and where my wife and I raised our children. And so coming to the city and serving in this way is kind of like a dream come true. It's also very exciting to learn new things and to meet new people and to be challenged with all the things that face us these days.
Right. And speaking of challenge, what do you feel are the most pressing challenges and top issues facing Ventura as you step into this role?
Yeah. So thanks for that question. The city has gone through a lot of changeover in leadership and staffing at various levels.
Yes.
We've seen a fair amount of turnover, which is disruptive to the organization. It's not great for the community because historical knowledge and experience goes out the door, and we're hiring at an expense new people and training them, that slows down progress within the city. That makes us not as efficient as we could be or should be.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So filling those key positions is really important to me. It's a priority. We all know, homelessness, the unhoused are a big challenge in our state, and working on comprehensive strategies to provide support and address that pervasive problem in the community is a priority of mine and a big challenge, to be sure. The city is going through a once in every 2-decade process of updating its general plan. That has a blueprint for the city's housing services, for circulation throughout the city, for development, and for all those things that sort of give us a pathway forward for the city for the next 20 years or so. So that's a really big deal. We all see streets and roads that have potholes and have surface issues. My parents, when they said, well, you're interested in doing what? And when I explained it to them, they said, "Oh, well, can you do something about the streets?" And I
Yeah,
said, "I think I can." But it's everybody's competing for those taxpayer dollars,
that's right. Right.
and there's few of them, and so we that is a priority of mine to get our streets in better condition. But we have other challenges related to our wastewater, our water delivery,
Hmm.
um, resiliency to our water supply to make sure that we have fresh water to drink in these difficult drought periods that we tend to see here.
Sure.
And as you may know, we have a major, I think the biggest infrastructure project in the county right now in the Ventura Water Pure program.
Yes.
To filter out our wastewater and purify it and return it to us in the form of potable water that's safe for all. And so
Hmm.
that's a really exciting thing going on in the
It
city, and
is. It
something I'm
is.
anxious to see go through. Mhm.
And as city manager, you're going to oversee a lot of dollars, a lot of city dollars. The budget is going to be something that you need to be very careful about. And as you mentioned, you've got to stretch it in many ways. So I just wanted you to briefly talk about that real quick and what your priority would be first off.
Yeah, I'm no stranger to managing large budgets. When
Right.
when I was a sheriff, I had about a $300 million operating budget.
Okay.
The city's different. It has a
Yeah.
smaller operating budget, but a capital improvement budget,
Okay.
as well as enterprise funds and involving water and the utilities that the city provides.
Hmm.
Ventura is
Right.
unique, somewhat unique in that it's a full service city. We have water delivery service that's city owned and operated, wastewater. We operate our own police force and fire service, and so those things that many communities subcontract out for are all things that are managed and run by the city of Ventura. And so,
Mhm.
and everybody, as I mentioned, is competing for those dollars.
Right.
You have a finite number of dollars, and then competing interests for those, all of which are important. And
Yes.
so, making those good decisions, finding the right balance in spending dollars on improving infrastructure, making sure the community is resilient and safe, making sure that we have housing for the workforce. That's a big challenge in Ventura, to be sure.
It
And
is.
then finding ways to bring in jobs and
Hmm.
economic drivers to help maybe grow the city's revenues,
Okay.
uh, and then so that we're not coming to the taxpayer again. Give
Right.
us more out of your pocket.
That's
Well,
right.
find other ways to bring dollars into the community and help us with our roads and fixing our pier and all the other things that make Ventura a great place.
It is a great place, and people do want to live here. And I think, as you mentioned, people would like to move here. But again, housing is an issue that needs to be dealt with, and affordable housing, so people can buy homes here and build families here. Of course.
Absolutely.
Very good. So, what suggestions do you have on how people here in the community can really be a part of those city decisions and those critical municipal matters here that really reflect on all of us? How can we become more of us become more involved?
Yeah, thank you for that. Ventura and I've worked in many cities, as a municipal police officer, as a sheriff, and servicing
Mhm.
those communities,
Right.
and Ventura is probably has the most engaged population that I've worked around. There are many ways to get involved, from uh, petitioning your elected officials to influence decision making, to
Sure.
actually serving as a volunteer or
Right.
on a committee of some sort for the city. We have many committees, community councils, ways in which people can get involved in the decision-making process,
That's
exert
good.
some influence, and move the needle. The city's website, cityofventura.ca.gov, has chock full of information and has plenty of ways in which the folks can get involved depending on their level of interest and what particular part of the community they want to get involved in.
Good. And I know that volunteering is a big part of your life. So, of course, we want to encourage that too, in some way, shape, or form for everybody. Even the teens out there can get involved.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good. Real quick, what are some of your future goals now? As you settle into this new role as city manager, we'd just like to hear some of the future things that you would like to accomplish.
Thanks. I mentioned the city's team, and
Okay.
we've seen some turnover. We have some vacancies. We're
Okay.
anticipating some other vacancies coming up. Those are a big deal. These are department head positions, key positions within the city's leadership team that make big decisions in the community and that influence the quality of service that we provide. So my desire, of course, is to fill those positions, but to really grow the culture of service here at the city. As I came in, I heard various things from people throughout the community, and I heard comments about the city service and ways in which we can improve that. And my aim is to grow that. I told the employees when I came in, I said, what my goal is to make the city of Ventura a place you'd love to work at. And I want you to have fun. And so I'm going to find ways to keep the employees that we have, to bring new employees in who have a vigor for public service and who want to make Ventura a better place. And I'm going to focus on all the issues. Our water projects are great. Our infrastructure projects are many. If you look at our capital improvement plan, we've got a big wish list that continues to grow with our aging infrastructure.
Okay.
And I just can't wait to really roll my sleeves up and dig in.
Very good. So for those people out there who would like more information on the city, what's going on, news, more of how they can become involved, can you share the city website with us?
Sure. It's cityofventura.ca.gov.
Very good.
And all sorts of information there.
Right, because people may want to, get over to the website, take a look at what's going on, and get more information on certain departments that they're interested in too.
Absolutely. It's all
very
there.
Very good. Well, Mr. Bill Ayub, thank you so much. Our newly appointed city manager. We welcome you in your new position, and we look forward to many, many good things you're going to be doing here for the city of Ventura.
Thank you so much.
Very good. And thank all of you for joining us on Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. Look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.